For the longest time, fans of Bannerlord have complained that the game lacks depth. Not too long ago, I probably would have agreed with them. But we live in a new age, an age where the Bannerlord AI are your playthings, and I intend on creating a new religion in this campaign. Today in Bannerlord, we are becoming a miracle-working prophet. I'm sure you have plenty of questions after that intro. How am I going to pull off miracles and start a religion in a video game? Well, with mods, I'm already pretty much a god. I am going to use cheats and commands to convince the AI that I truly am a god among them. In the lore of Calradia, a man named Calradios unified the First Empire. It's time he came back to life. I started my campaign, as many great men do, looking to simp for Mother Regaya. I want to use her prestige to carry my name far and wide. Time to perform our first miracle. Right now, I have 0 troops. Right in front of her, I am going to make 1,000 appear. I say, "Good day, Empress. My name is Calradios of the Augustus. It is an honour to meet you. I hear you are truly the one just leader in this realm." I have learned my lesson from the past. Before I get to batshit crazy stuff, I need to lull them in, slowly gain their trust, then whip out a miracle when she least expects.
Salve, Calradios of the Augustus. Your words are kind, though flattery is a currency spent freely on the roads of Calradia. I am Regaya, Empress of the Southern Empire, though I suspect you knew that already. The Augustus, I confess that name does not readily come to mind among the houses I know. Tell me, what brings a well-armed man traveling alone to seek audience with me on the road to Parasemnos? Surely it is not merely to pay compliments.
No, it is not. That you are right. I reply with, "No, my lady, I am here to offer the 1,000 swords at my back. They will surely help you in your war with the Khuzait."
1,000 swords. How remarkable. Tell me, Calradios, do these 1,000 men march invisibly? Because from where I sit, I see one man. Well armed, I grant you, but decidedly singular. And you speak of my war with the Khuzait. I find that curious, since it is Lucan's northern empire that bleeds against the horse lords, not mine. My legions contend with the Aserai to the south. I have survived 2 decades of court intrigues, pretenders, and honeyed lies. If you wish to stand before me, I would suggest you begin again, this time with truth. Who are you truly, and what do you actually want?
Here we go. I say, my name is truly Calradios of the Augustus. If I had 1,000 men hidden somewhere, they would kick up a lot of dust. I will return in 20 minutes with 1,000 men, because Calradios of the Augustus said it so.
20 minutes, 1,000 men. You know, Calradios, in 20 years of ruling what remains of this empire, I have heard countless men make promises to me. Some with honeyed words, some with desperate ones. Very few ever return to fulfill them. You have already told me my enemy was the Khuzait, when it is the Aserai who raid my borders. You claimed swords at your back when you stood alone. These are not the foundations upon which trust is built. But I am not an unreasonable woman.
Alright, using the character reload mod, we can make this happen easily. Let's see how she reacts to a living miracle.
I think the next president needs to be a lot quieter, but send a signal that we're prepared to act for the national security interests of this country.
Thank you, Lord Jeb.
Right away I say, I return my lady, 20 minutes, 1,000 Imperial cataphracts, I am him reborn. We are going to convince these people that we are their founder reborn.
By the Senate's ashes, 1,000 Imperial elite cataphracts. Not levies, not recruits. The finest heavy cavalry the Empire ever produced. I told you the roads of Calradia were wide, and you answered by filling one with iron. I was premature in my judgment. That is not something I confess lightly. Him reborn, you say. Tell me plainly, Calradios of the Augustus, who do you believe yourself to be? And more importantly, what do you want from me?
Oh God, she sounds terrified of me. I say, I am the man who created the First Empire reborn. One day I will ask you to serve me, but I can't expect anyone to follow someone with no experience. So show me how to lead. Have to craft a little narrative, you know?
You stand before the Empress of the Southern Empire and tell her that one day she will serve you. You have iron in your blood, Calradios. I will grant you that. I have buried a husband, held together a fracturing empire with my bare hands, and outlasted every man who told me I was merely a widow borrowing a throne. I serve no one. But I have always believed that true strength lies in recognizing what you do not yet know. That is rarer than 1,000 cataphracts. Very well. I will not teach you to serve me. I will teach you what 20 years of blood and betrayal taught me. What you do with that knowledge is between you and the gods. First lesson. The Aserai raid my southern borders. Tell me, how would you use your 1,000 horsemen to stop them?
This is going way better than I expected. I say I would ride near water and take one village at a time. There are a few choke points on your border in the south. I would keep an army there at all times as well.
Water, yes. You understand horses at least. A cataphract without water is just a man dying slowly in expensive armor. And choke points, sound thinking. But you think like a captain, not yet like a ruler. You say take one village at a time. Good, but who holds it after you ride on? Whose grain feeds your men while they siege the next? And when the Aserai Sultan sends riders to cut behind you while you're occupied, war is not won only on the field. It is won in granaries, in loyalty, in knowing when not to fight. I have a thought. Words are wind. I would see what you can actually do. The Aserai have been pressing near my southern holdings. If you truly wish to learn to lead, perhaps it is time for a practical lesson. Something real. Something with consequences. Would that interest you, Calradios?
Hell yeah, I've been here one day and I have Regaya simping for me. Time to join her cause. I say, let me join you then, either as a vassal or a merc. My miracles are only beginning.
You said it yourself, Calradios. You cannot expect anyone to follow someone with no experience. The same wisdom applies in reverse. I cannot grant lands and titles to a man I met 20 minutes ago on a dusty road, no matter how impressive his cavalry. But I would be a fool to let 1,000 cataphracts ride away from me while the Aserai sharpen their swords on my borders. So, mercenary, you will...
Usually, when you first start a campaign, it takes forever for a ruler to invite you through chat. Let's get right to work. I am going to devour any Aserai lords I can get my paws on. I also have another idea for a miracle now that we are at war, but I think I will save that for the end. For now, we're going to use these miracle knights we received. Also, while I would say the first miracle was a success, the more people talk about us, the further we can take it. I have some truly devious schemes in the works for these people. The poor Aserai will be my biggest adversaries again. Poor bastards can't catch a break.
Stop there, stranger. I bid you peace, at least until I find out who you are, anyway.
I asked this Aserai lord if he's ever heard of me, Calradios.
Calradios. Yes, I have heard of you. The ground shakes, they say, when your column passes. Regaya's new sword pointed at my people's throats. You ride south under the eagle banner to bleed Aserai raiders, if the rumors speak true. And now you stand before Adram of Banu Saran, one of those very Aserai you have been paid to hunt. So tell me, Calradios of the Augustus, have you come to trade words or lances?
Here's your answer, buddy. Alright, just like last time, I will win this battle using only the battle AI commands. We're going to get our cavalry to follow us, then hit them on two sides. The plan is to demolish this guy so badly that the citizens of the world will believe the wrath of God himself is upon them. And hopefully, that will create a world event. Let me just type this out. And I think because we outnumber them 3-1, we're just going to keep this command and that'll work itself out. Took them a bit, but I think they're on the way. It always looks cool when the Horde gets their orders and then moves on command. Maybe I need to get into a fairer fight. Every time I attack someone, they cling to a hill like their life depends on it. Alright, I'm just going to charge in and talk shit through the battle command. I want to see if the AI on the other side will say anything back or mark my bravery. Damn it, that was the Lord. Oh, and the cav is just pouring in on the poor sons of bitches.
Enough. I am your prisoner.
After that slaughter, I received a letter Regaya sent out. She was flexing to the courts of Calaradia that my 1,000 horses are going to be the difference maker in her war. Just wait until she finds out we already won her a battle. Even more news arrived. This one is actually really cool. It took the orders I gave my troops and did a good job accurately describing how our battle went. Now the people of this world know that a maniac can spawn troops on a whim and back it up. Let's pull off another miracle. This time we are going to approach an enemy castle and we are going to take it without ever drawing a sword. We will convince the governor of this castle that the defenders will receive a vision tonight. In reality, I'm just using a mod to change ownership, but they don't need to know that. I say, hello my lady, I am Calradios of the Augustus. I am here to perform another miracle. I am sadly to take this castle from you.
Calradios of the Augustus. Yes, I have heard your name. The hired sword who broke Lord Adram's men. You must be very proud of yourself. You come to my walls alone, in the dead of night, and speak of miracles? I see no cataphracts behind you, mercenary. Only one man, with a bold tongue and expensive armor. Tamno Castle has 270 defenders who answer to Banu Habab, to my family. And you stand there like a merchant at a bazaar, telling me you will, sadly, take what is mine? You fight for gold, Calradios. I fight for my home. Tell your Empress that the desert does not sell itself cheaply. Now, did you come here to talk, or merely to announce yourself like a peacock before the hen yard?
I reply, all your defenders will receive a vision tonight. They will not harm you, but you will be escorted out and the castle will be mine. I find you stunning. Perhaps this will be your home once again.
A vision. You come to my walls speaking of visions, like some addled hermit who spent too long under the sun. Do you think my men are children, Calradios? That they will lay down their spears because they dreamed something in the night? And then you call me stunning in the same breath you threaten to steal my home. What kind of man does this? You defeat Lord Adram with 1,000 cataphracts, and now you believe yourself some sort of prophet? Wallahi, I have heard better seductions from rug merchants in the bazaar. You want this castle? Bring an army. Bring your Empress. Bring your visions. My walls are stone. My men are loyal. And I am not some doe-eyed girl who melts at a compliment from the man threatening her family's legacy.
Well, this is not going down the way she thinks it will. Alright, I am very interested in what the game will do with this. To take this city without drawing a sword, all I have to do is once again use the character's reload mod to change its ownership. Because we talked about giving the defenders a vision, the game might make that the official reason the castle changed hands. Hell yeah, new crib. I think the game plan now is to report to Regaya on everything we've done. I have a feeling she will be impressed by our quick work. What are the odds? She was fixing to siege that castle. Let's go chat it up.
It's been a while.
I say, so far, so good, my lady. I defeated Adram and Tamna Castle received a vision last night. They handed me the castle without a single sword being drawn.
Calradios, it has been barely a week, and you come to me with... Adram, yes, I heard. My scouts brought word of his defeat. His cavalry shattered, his pride with it. That alone would have earned my respect. But Tamna Castle surrendered to a... I am a woman who believes in steel, grain, and the loyalty bought by competence, not dreams sent by gods who have been conspicuously silent for 2 decades of civil war. And yet, the castle flies your banner. The deed is done. Whatever moved those walls to open, fear of your cataphracts, divine intervention, or simply a garrison that preferred living, the result serves the Empire. I confess, I am beginning to understand why you chose the name Augustus. You have a talent for making the impossible look inevitable. The Aserai are bleeding, but they are not broken. Sultan Unkid still holds his core territories. I have been considering our next move, and I believe your cataphracts could play a decisive role. Would you hear what I have in mind?
Fuck no, I won't. I love you, Regaya, but you are a yapper. This lady approached me, but I will be honest, she was very, very boring. I won't subject you to that. When I was finally able to escape yet another yap-happy southern lady, 2 pieces of news I had been waiting for reached me. I will give Baldwin the honour of narrating it.
In a development that has stunned both Aserai and Imperial commanders, Tamnu Castle, a fortified Aserai stronghold on the southern frontier, has surrendered to Calradios of the Augustus without a single blade being drawn. Lady Suna of Banu Habab, who commanded nearly 300 commanders, was reportedly escorted from the castle after the garrison laid down arms overnight. Rumours swirl from both camps. Some claim the defenders received divine visions compelling surrender. Others, that fear of the cataphracts who destroyed Lord Adram's army days earlier, broke their will. Whatever the cause, the castle now flies the Southern Eagle's banners. Empress Regaya has acknowledged the seizure, calling Calradios' methods unorthodox yet effective.